cierto como la mañana se levanta el sol, tan cierto como yo te hablo y me puedes oír. Welcome everybody, happy Easter. This song is a very simple 4-line song that you can find in the second page of your programs. It says in English, God is here, as certain as the air I breathe, as certain as the sun rises in the morning, as certain as I speak and you can hear me. Dios está aquí, tan cierto como el aire que respiro, tan cierto como la mañana se levanta el sol, tan cierto como yo te hablo y me puedes oír. I would like to invite you to sing it with me. Dios está aquí, tan cierto como el aire que respiro, tan cierto como la mañana se levanta el sol, tan cierto como yo te hablo y me puedes oír. Dios está aquí, tan cierto como el aire que respiro, tan cierto como la mañana se levanta el sol, tan cierto como yo te hablo y me puedes oír. Dios está aquí, tan cierto como el aire que respiro, tan cierto como la mañana se levanta el sol, tan cierto como yo te hablo y me puedes oír, tan cierto como yo te hablo y me puedes oír, tan cierto como yo te hablo y me puedes oír.
Thank you so much. Good morning and happy Easter. It's wonderful to see all of you this morning, newcomers, longtime members, those of you who are watching online. My name is Magdalen Lindeberg. We gathered together today to nurture our connections, seek inspiration, and embrace change. Transformation is our theme for March, a time to reflect on transformations in our own lives and those we seek to bring about in our community and in the world. If you are new or visiting for the first time, I invite you to fill out a yellow pew card in the back of your pews. You can place this in the offertory plate or drop it off at the welcome table in the parlor after service, right through these big doors. And this is where we also gather for coffee, snacks, and conversation after the service. Please read the many announcements in your order of service. I'll draw attention to two in particular. The first being that our cabaret night is on April 12th, 6 to 9 p.m. Reservations are now being accepted for this fun evening of community, good food, and great entertainment. Bring your family and come meet your friends. You won't want to miss this event. Reservations can be made online through the FUSIT website or with the handy QR code or in person in the parlor after the service. And we look forward to seeing you there. Also about the cabaret night, seeking donations of cakes, pies, and sweets to grace the dessert table of the upcoming cabaret fundraiser. and Loretta Heimbach or Michelle Waffner are organizing drop-off of your dessert contribution. I'll add that if anyone has art that they have created that they would like to hang in the parlor, I'm trying to rustle up some art to make our parlor a little more colorful. Before we light our chalice, let's take a moment to greet those around you. Our chalice will be lit this morning by Brenda Golden. Please join me in the chalice lighting words written in your order of service. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of action.
Morning offering. I bless the night that nourished my heart to set the ghosts of longing free into the flow and figure of dream that went to harvest from the dark, bread for the hunger no one sees. All that is eternal in me welcomes the wonder of this day, the field of brightness it creates, offering time for each thing to arise and illuminate. I place on the altar of dawn the quiet loyalty of breath, the tent of thought where I shelter. Waves of desire I am sure to, and all beauty drawn to the eye. May my mind come alive today to the invisible geography that invites me to new frontiers, to break the dead shell of yesterdays, to risk being disturbed and changed. May I have the courage today to live the life that I would love, to postpone my dream no longer, but do at last what I came here for, and waste my heart on fear no more.
I'm going to invite my friends who have agreed to help with our baskets to come on up and grab a basket that are going to come around for our Signed with Love collection. This is our last week where we are collecting for Planned Parenthood. And I'm going to invite everyone else to rise in body or spirit and join me in singing Wake Now My Senses, hymn number 298 in your gray hymnal.
Feel
morning. This is a time where I invite anyone who would like to come on up and sit on the steps to join me for a time for wonder. Hi, come on up, friend. Yeah, of course you can have a hug. Thank you. All right, who hasn't opened up my wonder box in a while? Do you want to try, Astor? Do you want to open this box up for me? You can stand right up, it's all right. And if it's too high, I'll bring it down for you, okay? It's a little too high? There. Here we go. What'd you find inside? Easter eggs, can you pull them out? That's right, because what's today?
Easter!
Oh, it is Easter. Can you hand one of those to someone? Go ahead, you can hand another one to someone.
Hey, can we open them?
Hold on just a second. Hand one more, and then you can have one. All right. Go ahead, you can take the last one. That's right, today is Easter Sunday. Today is another important day, too. Friends who have an Easter egg, do you want to open them up for me?
Yeah.
Go ahead. What'd you find in there? Stickers. Oh, do you know what these stickers represent? Yeah, it says self-made. You want to hold yours up, Allie?
I don't want to see this shell. Let's go to actually see.
Oh yeah, I know they're little. Sorry, I had to find something that would fit into an Easter egg.
one.
This one, do you see what they are? If you can see, friend, this is a fist, and it's got white and pink and blue on it, a little flag. And a rainbow, yes, with the white and pink and blue. Do any of you recognize what this flag is?
Taking care of us.
Taking care of us. Anyone out there know? Yeah, what is it? Yes, that's right. Today is Transgender Day of Visibility, and that pink and blue and white flag is the Transgender Pride flag. Do any of you know what it means to be transgender? Yeah, Rua?
It means that you're not a boy or a girl.
You're just you. That's right. So someone who's transgender is someone whose true gender identity doesn't match what they were assigned at birth, right? So on Easter, we do things like we go hunt for Easter eggs, and maybe you've gotten an Easter basket. We have some Easter activities planned for upstairs.
Yay.
Yeah,
Can I have a
you absolutely can have a hug. And so there's another part of Easter too, friends, right? Our Christian cousins celebrate Easter, and they celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. You heard this story?
no.
Yeah, in the Christian tradition, Jesus died and then was resurrected, and that's what the celebration is about today. For many people who are transgender, they speak of transitioning as a kind of rebirth. Many even find a new name that fits their true selves, and sometimes they even celebrate their rebirth day, right? They go through a kind of transformation. As you use, we lift up the worth and dignity of every person and their true selves. We also honor the traditions of many different faiths and the miracles and stories there within. So today, on this twice holy day, we want to say Happy Easter, and we also want to say to anyone who is transgender, we see you, we love you, we are here with you on your journey, wherever that is. All right, friends. I am going to invite any parents or caregivers who have not signed their young people in to come and meet Magdalen and I in the parlor. We're going to go upstairs for our Easter activities. You can keep it. You can bring it right up. And I'm going to invite everyone else to sing us out with Where You Go, which is in the back of your gray hymnal. And today we will sing Beloved.
Good morning. In the spirit of love and care, we take time now to bear witness to some of the joys and sorrows of our community. We want to share those events that call for our prayers and support, our praise and celebration. I have two joys, gratitudes today. Many thanks to the stewardship team, Matt Hare, Jeanette Knapp, Margaret Nichols, Jack Roscoe, and Wendy Scherer, for all their hard work planning and organizing the 24-25 Pledge campaign, which is off to a great start. And big thanks to everyone who has already pledged. You are appreciated so much. I have another one. We are grateful to those who have purchased the beautiful Easter flowers for the sanctuary. In the spirit of community, please think about delivering the extras to someone you have not seen in church for a while. For those we are holding in our thoughts, in our hearts, and perhaps in our prayers, let us call those names out loud or silently to yourself into this community, into this space of healing and hope right now. We extend loving kindness to all in our world. And let us not forget to extend loving kindness to ourselves. Today, tomorrow, and beyond, may our hands be outstretched in kindness. And let us keep showing up to our lives and each other with an open heart, no matter what. Love and courage to us all. Blessed be. Amen.
Close your eyes and take a deep cleansing breath in. And let it gently go. Again, in. Clean out your lungs. And let it out. Locate your center point. Feel yourself completely balanced, completely at ease. Feel your spine lengthen like a taproot, planting itself deep in the earth, giving you strength and stamina. Let the top of your head open like a skylight, letting in the light. You are now settled, anchored. Now, bring yourself out into a green space. It might be your backyard, the woods, or meadow just down the road, a city park that you love to visit. What do you see for now? Is it snow-covered and cold, muddy and slushy? Simply an expanse of grass browned and dry from the winter weather. Take it in. Acknowledge that this scene is but the beginning of growth, not death, but sleep and waiting. Begin to walk, and as you walk, keep your eyes trained on the ground. What signs of spring do you find? There's a flower. What does it look like? Is it one large one? or a group of smaller blossoms? What is its color? What does it smell like? Bend down and pick the flower. Cup it in your hands and let it open up. What does it touch inside you that wants to grow? Now raise your eyes and begin to look at the trees and bushes around you. Walk and observe until something special catches your eye. Is it the buds on the trees? Blossoms on a forsythia bush? Whatever is growing that calls to you, approach it, admire it, welcome it. And now return to your house. What do you wish for the new season? Feel the house grow, warmer, not with firewood or heater warmth, but sunlight. As you turn your gaze to your windows, you notice the winter scene melting at the edges. Roll up your sleeves and go to your closets and cupboards. What boxes and bags are inside? What has been lingering all winter that can now be removed? Fling open the windows and doors. What do you sense being blown away in the spring breeze? You turn and see your green space outside your window. Is it full of new growth? Green, floral, trees fully leaved and waving in the wind. Take it all in. Take it in all that you have done. Acknowledge the growth that you have achieved. Perhaps slumbering and unbeknownst to you during the time of frost and dark. Focus all your thoughts, all your desires for the coming season, all your lessons in the palm of your cupped hands. Watch as one miraculous seed materializes. Take it outside and cover it with soil. Whisper to it what you intend for it to grow into. Bless it and give thanks to all that has brought you through the winter to this moment. Now feel yourself coming back into your body. Let your consciousness flow back into your feet, your hands, your body. And when you are ready, open your eyes.
Each week, we take an offering to sustain the important ministries and programs of this congregation and its presence in Ithaca. Giving to the plate is important. It's a symbol of our gratitude for this service and our ongoing commitment to support the work of this church. Today, our offering is a shared plate and will be shared with Planned Parenthood. For those watching remotely, instructions for giving using your phone or computer will appear on the screen during an offertory music or in the information below the live stream image on YouTube. If you're attending in person, the ushers will now pass the plate. Please join me in saying the offertory words printed in your order of service. May these gifts bring about connection, inspiration, and engagement within these walls and beyond. So, as Anna and Emily have already reminded us, this morning is Easter Sunday, a Christian holiday celebrating the resurrection of Jesus. But its timing and core themes coincide with many, many other spring celebrations of life, fertility, and renewal. Here in upstate New York, we are on the cusp of spring, and at First Unitarian, we are focusing all this month on the theme of transformation. Spring is one of the great aha moments of transformation. When I was 11 years old, I got my first pair of glasses after several years of increasing nearsightedness. And I'll never forget that first spring with corrected vision. I could see the tiny leaves emerging, filling the bare wintertime woods with a mist of green. The pale pink of rue anemones suddenly visible against the backdrop of last year's leaves. Almost 50 years later, it can still feel like magic. In thinking about Easter and our theme of transformation, I've been reflecting not just on the aha of rebirth, but also on the larger cycles of which this is a part. Seasonally, we move through cycles of warmth and cold, hibernation and emergence, dormancy and growth. The children's rhyme may progress in a very orderly way, from March winds to April showers to May flowers. But the reality of spring, as we've seen this year, is more often marked by multiple rounds of snow and flowers and mud, and not always in the preferred order. In fact, as I was writing this, I was thinking, I wonder what it'll be like on Sunday. And last night I dreamt it snowed, but we seem to be having sunshine. As human beings, we move through cycles in our lives of growth and aging, births and death, sickness and health. And in our inner life, inspiration and discouragement, despair, hope, sadness, joy. And as with spring, not always in the degree or the order that we might choose. We live in a culture that prizes one-way linear transformations and almost mythologizes continuous improvement. What is the American dream, after all, but one positive transformation after another, each generation better off than the last, every child above average. To quote the French psychologist Émile Coué, whose ideas swept the country in the 1920s and are still echoed by many self-help gurus, every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. But the idea of transformation as a one-way street of infinite improvement, often coupled with relentless pressure to celebrate and think positively, can feel like an incredible burden. Religious and spiritual communities can serve as one of the few places where the cyclic nature of our lives and experiences can be held and honored. They provide supportive community where joys and sorrows can both be expressed, and can provide stories and context for all different kinds of transformations. I was raised as a Lutheran and found a lot of comfort in the cycles of the liturgical year. Periods of celebration, like Christmas and Easter, felt more significant because they were preceded by designated periods of reflection and waiting in the form of Advent and Lent. If you know me, you might not be surprised that one of the parts I liked best of the Christian liturgical year were the color changes. The transformation of our house's decorations from the blue and purple of Lent to white and gold on Easter, followed by green, and ultimately return to purple for Advent. While we here draw inspiration from many traditions, including Christianity, one of the great gifts of this community is that it provides a space to honor and acknowledge together the seasonal cycles and the full cycle of our life experience. It's easy to forget how rare and precious that is. Not only because we swim in a culture and an economy built on the idea of constant self-improvement, but even in the secular version of Christianity, it can feel like we're propelled from Christmas to Easter with a brief stop for a Mardi Gras blowout in between. As if life were all Christmas and Easter and flowers and chocolate, with no time or space to sit and share with others the feelings of helplessness and heartbreak that are also part of our lives. There's a poem attributed to Jalaluddin Rumi that starts, "This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty. Still, treat each guest honorably." Do I do this? Do I welcome unexpected arrivals into my heart and soul? No, I do not. I'm happy to welcome in the sunshine and inspiration. The brokenness of the world, my own sense of helplessness, not so much. Often, without even a conscious thought, I use all the energy I have to keep them out. Do you ever think to yourself, why do I feel so off today? And then realize, oh yeah, my brain is working overtime trying not to feel what I'm feeling. I was reminded of this last month when news broke that Alexei Navalny, the Russian opposition leader, anti-corruption activist, and political prisoner, had died in a Russian penal colony. And something about his death, on top of everything else in the world, just felt like one thing too much. This man who had beaten the odds for so long, had been poisoned in Russia, recovered in the West, returned to Russia to continue his activism in front of just unimaginable obstacles. I felt overcome by the world's brokenness, flattened, like the door to my soul had been pushed open by unwelcome visitors and I was squashed underneath. I remember one of our kids wailing as a child, "But that's not supposed to happen." Also, I don't know what to do with what I'm feeling. I need help with unexpected visitors, the ones that Rumi describes. I need a space where I can find strength to feel the brokenness of the world. I need a community that holds space for those feelings. I need stories from our sources to help see my experience in the great cycle of human existence. I need stories of others that say, you are not alone as we walk together through the welcome and painful transformations of our existence. As I grappled with my grief over Navalny's death, one of the stories that resonated most deeply was actually the Easter story. I thought about Mary Magdalene and the other women standing vigil at the cross after Jesus had died, seeing their great hopes for justice and transformation of the social order crushed. I thought of all the other people through history who have stood on the edge of despair in moments when it feels like the arc of justice is bending the wrong way, and still found the strength to carry on. And in the days after Navalny's death, news filtered out of Russia that people were coming out to lay flowers in public places, attend his funeral at great risk to their personal safety. And it felt like a small seed of resurrection, a glimmer of hope in the darkness. I also found comfort thinking of the trickster figures that appear in so many of the world's cultures. Those figures like Loki and Hermes in Norse and Greek mythology, the Ashanti figure Anansi, indigenous figures like Coyote and Raven, all who challenged power structures with humor and cunning, and whose stories have been passed down for generations. I thought of Navalny poking fun at Putin's autocracy and creating protests that were powerful and theatrical, and how the spirit of the trickster embodies one of the most transformative of powers, the ability to bring laughter to people living in fear. And I thought of so many people in this community, right now or no longer with us, who have exemplified the power to carry on and bring about change in the face of incredible odds. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, a momentary awareness, an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. This year, for the first time since 1945, some of you may have taken note of this, Valentine's Day and Ash Wednesday fell on the same day. Ash Wednesday is the first day of Lent and is observed by some Christians with a daub of ashes on the forehead and the words from Genesis, "For dust you are, and to dust you shall return." And I imagined all these couples celebrating love in fancy restaurants with roses and wine and chocolate, with the ashes of mortality on their foreheads. And somehow that seemed perfect, like a model for every day to celebrate and embody love and rebirth, knowing that our time on this earth is just for a brief moment. Together, in this community, may we leave the door open to transformation in the many forms it takes, embracing love and mortality, facing both brokenness and recognizing beauty, and in O'Donoghue's words from the opening words, welcoming the wonder of this day. Please rise in body or spirit to sing our closing hymn. Rising Green, number 1068. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to uproot, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down, a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away and a time to gather, a time to embrace and a time to refrain, a time to search, a time to give up, a time to keep, a time to cast away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time for war and a time for peace, and it's not too late. Whatever this season holds for you, may you meet it with care and curiosity. May you be held and nourished and transformed by the new life all around us. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Our service has ended. Let our true service now begin.
Nada te turbe, nada te espante, todo se pasa, Dios no se muda, la paciencia todo lo alcanza, quien a Dios tiene.
Go in peace, and please join us for coffee in the parlor.